Hi, let's talk some football. How's everybody doing? This is going to be good. We're going to be talking now about, the stuff on the pitch. There's been a lot going on off the pitch lately, but we're here to talk about the stuff on the pitch. And this will be my first real match preview for the season for Grimsby Town. And we're going to be talking about the game coming up this Saturday. I will be heading there. And it will be going towards Walsall. Well, I can tell you a little bit about Walsall. Is they are a team from the Black Country. I first thought that's where Black Forest Gatto came from. I was informed willingly that is not where it comes from. But there you go. The Black Country near Birmingham. They are about 9-10 miles away from Birmingham. Their little club there, been going around League One and League Two League One for about 12 years. And this is their first season outside of the third tier in over a decade. They haven't had the best of starts this year. But they have got new owners. I think it's a guy called Lee Pollitt has finally took over the reins at Walsall. So the hierarchy has changed. As is the manager. Grimsby fans, we all know this guy that we're going to be coming up against. It's going to be Darryl Clark. I don't know, because everyone knows about Darryl Clark if you're a Grimsby fan. I'll take you back to the 14-15 season when Bristol Rovers knocked us out of beat us in the National League playoff final. Thank you very much. So obviously we remember him, and he's obviously come in to try and turn around Walsall's form after an abysmal season for them. We've made a bit more of a promising start to our season with the signings we've already made and also with the results we've already got. And what I'm going to do now is we're just going to talk briefly about basically both sides start of the season. I haven't handed the cup results. One thing I will say briefly about the cup is obviously everybody around Grimsby is buzzing at the possibility that we could be going to Stamford Bridge if and I have to say the word if Grimsby get past Macclesfield on the 10th of September. So if you haven't got your tickets, or you have and you want to get your new ones, you want to get them rehashed, do get over to the club shop. They do have them, and get yourself down there and see if we can pack the park against Macclesfield Town. As I said, I haven't put on the cup results because what I've gone on is forming the league, not necessarily the cup. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start with Walsall's first 5 fixtures. So Walsall started with the game against Northampton, another team that brought in, I think, around about the same amount of players as Walsall. They did win that on the opening day at Northampton, and they won it by 1-0. So they made a good start. Northampton, as we know last year, Town fans, we know how tough Northampton is to go to and get a victory. We actually got a draw there last time. Harry Cardwell with a last-minute winner, with a last-minute equaliser. They also then went to they played the Cabbage Patch Kids at home. They played and they drew 1-1 with Forest Green. And again, another one of our non-league rivals, and actually one of our rivals for 9 years, can you believe? Then they lost 1-0 away at Crewe. They then also played Newport, which they got a creditable, get the words right, get your teeth back in, a creditable draw against Newport County, 0-0. But they did lose last time out against Plymouth by 3-0. That's not to be ashamed of, because at the minute Plymouth are flying high, and Plymouth are always going to be a difficult place to go. So on that form, you'd obviously make us favourites. I think the bookies have got Walsall just favourites for this. And I think the only reason why they are favourites is because of them being the home team. I believe we're 11-8 to win it. So if you want to go on Grimsby, we're 11-8. They're about 5-4 Walsall. If you are looking at a bet, if I was a lot of people, I'd probably go for the goal score market or both teams to score. Possibly might be a better market to look at if you're looking at that. If we go on to Grimsby's first 5 games, a bit of a contrast really. We started with a tough trip away at Morecambe, and we did get a 2-0 win there. Very, very scrappy opening game, but we got there in the end, 2-0. We then played our first home game of the season against Bradford, and got a very, very creditable 1-1 draw there. James Hansen with his first goal for the club against his former club, which I thought was fitting. It was which I thought was fitting, which is it just happens, doesn't it? We then in the league, we then went to Forest Green, and to be fair, it was a tight game. We did lose that one, and Forest Green now a 1-0 win. A bit unlucky. It came off Luke Waterfall's thigh and fell for the Forest Green striker. Nothing much in that. If we'd have got a point, I think everyone would have been happy. We then played home to Colchester, and we got an amazing 2-2 draw. We were 2-0 down at half time, and what a bullet by Matt Green. If you were there, you'd know exactly the goal it was. It was an absolute stunner. And got his first goal for the club. And just this past weekend, we played Port Vale, so basically one of Walsall's local rivals. We beat them at home 5-2. Again, we went behind we went behind 1-0, and believe it or not, Grimsby came back and won by 5-2. I thought I was seeing things, but no, that was the case. On that case, I said you're going to make us favourites. On form, Walsall is going to be a difficult place to go. Obviously, by what I've picked up from fans or read from fans, I think they're a little bit concerned about their lack of goals, because obviously in those games that we've said, they've actually only scored 2 goals, which for them is quite alarming. Have they really got that vocal point, which I don't believe they do. I don't look at Walsall from the attacking front and go, this is somebody that the defence really have to look out for. One player that I would say look out for on Walsall's team is, again, a guy we know really well, Stuart Sinclair. He can run the show in midfield for Walsall, so he's the one guy I think that we have to look out for. If we go now towards the injuries, apparently I saw the interview earlier with Michael Jolly. Apparently Jolly has said that everyone else is fine. Clifton, Harry Clifton, he's one of our own, but Harry is doubtful but possible. So Harry Clifton is a maybe. But Harry Davis, unfortunately, will be missing from the side. He's out with a dislocated shoulder. He could be out for anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. Which is a bit of a shame, really. But they're going to reevaluate that and see how bad the dislocation was, and I'd say be between 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 weeks before Harry comes back. Hopefully it doesn't. So I think we're shaping up quite well. If you look at our kind of attacking options that we've got, obviously we've got Moses Ogbu, obviously we've got Matt Green, and we've got James Hansen. I think they're glued on to start, really. Akeem is not far away. He's got a chance of starting training, so he's not in as well, but he will be back for next week's games. And I just think on the attacking front, one of our players that I'll say we've got to look out for, or they've got to look out for, they actually know. They know the player. He's one of their former strikers, Jordan Cook, who everyone, and I've questioned his strike rate, but if there's one thing about Jordan that I've never questioned, it's his work rate. That lad has one hell of an engine, and he's actually scored 2 in 2. So in his last 2 starts, he scored in both of them. He scored in the cup win, and he also scored against Port Vale. So, the last 2 starts, Jordan has actually scored in. So, obviously, they're going to think, will it be, past player syndrome for them? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be it's going to be a challenge down at the Beska. I mean, obviously they're not, as I've already said, they're not in the best of form lately. But you don't take anybody in League 2 lightly. I think anybody in League 2 can beat anybody else in League 2. So after last year, it's more than possible. If we go on a little bit now to the previous meetings between ourselves and Walsall. Now, it doesn't actually make good reading for us Grimsby fans against Walsall. I can tell you in the last 5 meetings that we've had with Walsall, dating back to 2002, we've played 5 times and we've only won once. So if you want to put it in that perspective, odds maybe are in our favour, but also Walsall could be a little bit of a bogey team for us. I'll just take you through the results. In 2002, we lost to them. We also lost in 03. Our only win in the last 5 games was actually the season that we made the playoffs, the 05-06 season. We actually got a win over Walsall there. But apart from that, we've lost the previous 4. And they'll come in 2002, 3, 6, 7, and then we didn't play them until the league trophy 3 years ago. But we actually haven't beaten Walsall since 2006. I mean, that is 13 years since we last picked up a win over Walsall. If people were to pull my head and say, what would your prediction be? Tight game. Very tight game. I'm going to say a 2-1 win for Grimsby. I think we've definitely got enough to trouble Walsall. What I've seen of results of Walsall and things like that, I don't see the attacking threat there. But, they could come out and absolutely blow us to pieces. So I think, we've got to be respectful of Walsall and respect of the dangers that they will cause, and I'm sure they will cause some. But I think one thing that we've got that talisman and that target man in James Hansen. He is already becoming a fan's favourite, as is Moses Ogbu. Moses is a bit up and down sort of in the way that he does things. He can 1 minute do a fantastic dribble and fantastic skill around players. He can then give the ball away so cheaply. I think he's going to be a frustrating but an absolutely fantastic, great sign to get. And like I said, like I've said before, I think what Jolly's done, he realised the problem that we were having, and he made adjustments to that. According to Michael Jolly, he is trying to get 1 or 2 more deals done before the deadline. Possibly 1, hopefully 2, but he's looking for at least 1 more before the window closes. And I think if we get the one more body in, I don't know in which position he's looking at, but with what we've got, I think there's a buzz around the town at the minute, and I think Walsall haven't heard our support in, as I said, over a decade. So I think they're going to get a bit of a shock with the level of support and how loud the support is at at away games. It's one of these games that Walsall's in play some decent stuff. They just haven't got that. They haven't got that calling card, that striker that would go, yeah, if it lands at them, yeah, he's going to bury that, And I think that's what Walsall are missing. What we've got is we've got options. I mean, we've got Big Ludwig coming back into the side. We've got Luke Waterfall that scored last weekend at the back. We've got Manny Pollock that can come in and do a job. Just in defence. I mean, it's going to be a missing Harry Davis. But just look at just those three options that we actually have at the back. And up front we've got Charles Burnham that could still come in. We have got Harry Cardwell, and we've got Akeem when he's fit. When you think about it, those options that Town have actually got now, it's amazing. I think I would expect our midfield to outrun theirs. Okay, we're going to probably be missing Harry Clifton. If not, I believe he makes the bench. But if we do miss Harry, we've got Elliot Whitehouse. Man, is he dogged. He's a guy that can cause real trouble. You've got Jordan that can drop into the midfield role. You've got people there that can really, really cause issues. And I just look at it and think that I think we're going to have a little bit too much for Walsall. And that's why I've gone for 2-1. Walsall are going to be a right test for us. They're at home, so they're going to have that advantage. They're going to have home advantage. And believe me, in football, home advantage means something. But I just think with all the quality that we have got, so we don't always play the prettiest football, but what we are playing at the minute is effective football. And that's what League 2 is about. It's about playing effective football, not always the prettiest. So, yeah, like I said one more time, my score prediction for the game is going to be Grimsby Town 2, Walsall 1. I'm hoping for a clean sheet though, but I'm going to say, last couple of games we have conceded, and usually first, but I do think that we will have enough to beat Walsall. So that is my little preview for the upcoming fixture in League 2. Grimsby Town travelling to Walsall on Saturday. That is, of course, the 30th. The 31st. The 31st of August at 3 p.m. at the Bescott. If you are going down there, I hope to see some of you. And I hope that it all goes fantastically for us all. Up the Mariners. Let's try and get another 3 points. Let's try and keep this momentum going. And I will be back on Monday with another preview coming up, because the matches are coming thick and fast for Grimsby. I've actually looked at the fixtures coming up in the next month. We are busy. We are trying to work on getting the podcast going. Just not coming off right this moment. I do plan on getting it out sometime soon, but in the meantime you'll get previews like this and any other breaking news that happens with Grimsby. Yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please drop me a like, drop me a comment. What do you think the score's going to be at the weekend? Are the Mariners going to carry on this win? If you think they are, drop me down what you think the score's going to be. Is it going to be a narrow 1-0? Is it going to be a thumping 5-2? Is it going to be a 5-0? Is it going to be a 3-2 the other way? Who knows? But I do hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe to me if you could. That would be a very big help. And I will see you next week for more previews of 2 upcoming matches. Anyway, I will see you soon, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.